Hello everyone, and welcome to another one of our videos. Please take a deep breath, relax, and enjoy.
Not so attractive guys, what did you do to get the girl? This has applied to all my relationships. I listened and remembered. Asked appropriate follow-up questions. Offered help, but didn't push it. Showed genuine interest. I tried to never fake it if I didn't feel it. I let her know I was interested, but I wasn't pushy or had a woe is me attitude about it. If I felt I was being kept in the wings as insurance while she chased another or what have you, I would politely decline the offered role and move on. I'm not attractive, in fact I've been obese most of my life, but in a weird sort of way I care about my appearance, if not my physique. I bought clothes that fit well, pants that go up around my middle, not tucked under the fat. I made sure to always be well groomed. Well mannered, but not a doormat. I learned to dance. I joined speech clubs so I'd get comfortable speaking in public and to strangers. These things helped my confidence. Confidence and a smile, well-fitted clothes and clean hands and teeth will get you far in life. Having confidence helps a lot. Just remember the following: confidence isn't saying I know she will like me. Confidence is saying I'll be fine whether she likes me or not. It's also about not seeking approval from others. It puts pressure on them to be nice to you, and puts pressure on you to be whatever you think they want you to be. All in all, a tense way to be. As a bigger dude, I grew a beard that suited my face, dressed in clothing that fits but compliments me, smell nice, and learn that girls want to talk, not just be heard. Someone replied, listening is key. I heard a trick where you stick to never talking about yourself unless you're asked, went on a date and tried it the whole time just to see what happened. One of the most successful dates of my life. Obviously not the best idea all the time, but it showed me how important it is to just listen and seem interested in them more than try to sell yourself. If you're just a laid-back cool guy with a casual air of confidence, you're going to succeed with women. I know a couple guys that would be rated 4s or 5s that were constantly date 10s because of the way they acted. Friendly but not enough to get friend-zoned, confident but not arrogant, engaging but distant, funny but not on all the time, direct but not overwhelming. Lots of guys make the mistake that women want a friendship, and if you're a nice guy first they'll see how great you are. BS. They want a little mystery and a confident guy that's not hanging on them all the time like a pet or best girlfriend when they're deciding if you're dateable. Leave a little mystery and for God's sake back off and let little interactions breathe. A lot of times the less interest you show in the opposite gender, the more you're going to get out of it in the long run, as opposed to being their puppy. I am not a guy, but one of my friends, who just happens to have one of the happiest seeming relationships I know, has been with a guy that can be described as aesthetically challenged for 2 years now. He also never went to university, which is rare since all my girlfriends have boyfriends who are currently in uni or have already graduated, and she used to say to me that it was a deal breaker for her. Everyone knew he was crazy about her, but she wasn't interested at all. We know him through some mutual friends, and 2 years ago we were on a party where my friends was very upset since she was having some problems. She got very drunk and ended up crying on his shoulder. Things lit to another and she ended up spending the night at his place. The next morning she sends a message how he made her breakfast and that she will marry this guy. Let's just say he made a huge impression on her. There was a guy who liked me all through high school. He didn't tell me it, I thought we were just friends, so I didn't really think about it. Senior year, he finally figured out how to take his sense of humor and intelligence and turn it into confidence and self-esteem. When I saw that, I wanted to spend more time with him and was more attracted to him because it was nice to be around that. We ended up dating for a year. Note, what attracted me was the combination of that confidence with intelligence, good conversation, and his ability to legitimately care about my thoughts and problems. My wife is 10 years younger than I. She pretty much could have picked of just about any guy out there. She is tall, blonde, and has a killer figure. I met her about 10 years before we started dating through her work. She was a CSR at an auto parts store and I work on a lot of cars. So we got to know each other pretty well. I ran into her outside of her work one day in 2014 and we struck up a conversation. I never thought I had the remotest chance of dating a woman like her. Next thing I know we are at a homecoming football game. What do I do that our past guys didn't? I treat her right. I don't lie to her. I hold doors. I tell her I love her. I emotionally support her. I stand up for her. I have her back. Her son is now my son. I actually listen. I write her notes. My ex likes to use his background in education to pretend he is compassionate and girls get all warm fuzzy. I fell for it. I was like, what a caring, compassionate person. He's obese, not much of a looker, clumsy, a prick, but God is he a great speaker, well-read, and knows how to act just aloof enough to not seem clingy and desperate. And then he will become codependent. He bragged about using his education background on Tinder. All talk, no substance. Don't date people who get into education as a backup career for their academic fantasies and then pretend to be social justice warriors when Plan A falls back. As a 53-year-old, I think I bring some perspective to this question. Just because you might place a high value on physical attractiveness, don't assume all, or even a majority of, women do this. Simply put, they don't. Physical attractiveness has virtually no impact in the long run. Find someone you like, not a hot butthole. Because the hotness will disappear over time, but the butthole remains. I think it may have also helped that I was dating a guy at the time who was pretty attractive, but treated me bad. It was a nice comparison, and really made it no choice at all. I fell in love with the man who listened to me talk, who treated me nicely and respected my choices and space. My biggest tip would be, if you think you are somewhat unattractive, try to figure out your other strengths and weaknesses, and nourish your strengths while working on your weaknesses. Try to become an attractive human being first. Every girl is different, and there are girls who find your strengths to be a turn-on, whatever they are. My partner's was cooking, making legit good puns, and a genuine desire to be a better human. That's pretty hot. I've always been unattractive to myself. This year, I started going to the gym and lifting weights and exercising. After doing that for a couple of weeks, I began to carry myself differently, like I was showing off my gains. In the last half year alone, I've had 3 girls ask me out. I didn't agree due to personal reasons. When conversing with them, I actually found that they liked things like my sense of humor, the way I treated women, and they even admitted finding me attractive. I think the life pro tip is to be confident with yourself. The ultimate goal is for you to be happy, and if you're doing what makes you happy, things will eventually fall into place. Just confidence and treating them nice. I now have a loving fiancé and a sweet 2-year-old, and I still honestly don't know why she stayed. When I got her, I had confidence enough to talk to her and be able to start a relationship with. But after being together so long, we have had our ups and our downs, and that is why I said I don't know why she stayed. Because our downs have been bad, but I am glad she did, because I wouldn't know what to do without her. I'm the girlfriend, so speaking for my partner on this one, I guess I'm about a 7.5, 8 on a good day, on the physical attractive scale. And my boyfriend would probably be about the same. He just has a lot of extra weight, making him maybe a 5 or 6, I guess. This thing is, he's a 10 plus on every other scale. I'm the lucky one to have him, even though people who just give us one glance might not see it that way. In my case, the way he got me to pay attention was 1, he made me amazing food all the time. 2, he understood that I was a person, and respected me as such. 3, he understood he was a person, and respected himself. I doubt he ever would have kept pursuing me if I didn't show any kind of reciprocation, or if it seemed like I was just doing it to get things from him. I liked her, but she did not seem to think of me as boyfriend material. I looked like a poor impersonation of Team America's Matt Damon puppet. After a few pleasant but very proper and friendly dates, I tried to explain I was more and more attached to her. She was surprised and replied she did not really think of us like this. After a few days crying away my pain, I was resigned to only see her as a friend, and invited her to a walk in the park, to enjoy one of those rare summer days. Turns out it rained cats and dogs that day, so we went to the Natural History Museum instead. I walked her through the skeletons of dinosaurs, Triceratops, Plushosaurus, Allosaurus and the likes. I named them and explained how fascinated I was with these creatures when I was younger. We talked for a long time about dinosaurs, sea mammals, life, the universe, and the rest. It took a few more dates before I finally got the courage to kiss her. But that dino date was the turning point of her relationship, according to her. The one afternoon where she actually thought, hey, this guy is cute. We will get married next year. By being himself and no more than slightly going above and beyond. You'd be surprised by what you can get by not psyching yourself out cause you think she might not like you. I had a high school friend that would ask out any good-looking girl. He asked out more girls in school than any of our friends combined. He had 0 girlfriends. He always had dates to every dance but never a date. He wasn't handsome, he was actually pretty goofy looking, but he had a good sense of humor and was a semi-good artist. So he continued to ask out tons of girls out of his league and had a lot of parties to show of his nice place. He kept it up and married a great girl. Pretty much the first girl to say yes. He is a successful dude and they have an awesome marriage. Lots of girls wish they hadn't turned him down. She fell off the stage while dancing at a nightclub and I caught her. She was a solid 8.5 and I'm a 6. No way I would have spent the night with her if I didn't save her from breaking her neck. It would have been a great how did you meet story, but we only had a one-night adventure. We never went out again, although she is still on my Facebook. She was obsessed with some dude who she was on and off with at the time. She's with him now. We were co-workers. We used to talk a lot and clicked when it came to sense of humor and goofing around. We quickly became good friends and then started dating. I was giving her genuine affection without an ulterior motive. Her family constantly put her down and was two-faced when it came to being nice. I was the counter to that. I was the escape. I finished my degree and moved with her 4 hours away. It was close enough to visit if we wanted but too far for her family to drop by unannounced. We finally had a calm life away from the stress and strife that her family caused. Then after she had her calm life, she no longer needed her escape and couldn't ignore the fact that she never actually wanted me as a person. She only wanted what I represented, what I no longer needed to provide. So she started cheating on me with someone who she was actually attracted to behind my back and his wife's back. 7 years, gone. My love life has been downhill since then. So much BS on Reddit about ugly people have to stick to ugly people. BS. You really think that super hot chick did nothing to be super hot? It takes work. If you're not that attractive, go to the gym, get in shape, work on your personality by being friendly with strangers. Working on conversation, thereby possibly figuring out how to hold a productive conversation with the goal to be to hold it with a person you're attracted to. Change your habits, don't be a slob, dress nicely, out effort into your appearance even if you look like a goblin, because then it shows you care enough to put the effort in. It takes work, that will go a long way. Personality and confidence will go a long way as well.
Congratulations, you've made it to the end. We want to thank you again for giving us a few minutes of your time, and we wish you have a great rest of your day, night, or whenever you're watching this. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to subscribe, it really does help us a lot. That's it from me, roll the outro.